Hello everyone and welcome to another YachtWay Spotlight. Today I am going to take you on a full thorough walkthrough of a brand new Vanquish VQ70 again because we missed a lot of details that we didn't show you last time, including the engine room, technical room, and show you some cool new features that it didn't have before. Come with me and let's take a look. And it's a comfortable place to be. Fantastic. This one has a jet propulsion system. I'm trying to find more ways or more things to talk about because I don't want to leave out from here. And you slide out a Samsung TV frame. This is now where you have access to your second tender garage. As clear as it can be. We're starting a walkthrough all the way from the aft deck now. And some of you may wonder, why are we doing another VQ70 because we did one a little over a year ago? Well, the reason is because, number one, we missed a couple of things. And number two, because one of the person, the owner of this boat, actually watched our video and decided to order his very own VQ70. And this here is his boat, and he asked if we could cover and do a YachtWay Spotlight on his boat. And who am I to say no? Because it is an awesome boat and there are some cool things to show. But starting off all the way from here, you have a rain shower, 6'1", so you can easily take a shower once you come back from the water. You have actually a staircase that goes all the way out and goes into the water, so it's super simple to walk back to the boat, or you can use it also as a passerelle. All the way dead center is obviously where you have these large steps and a large staircase resembling a super yacht. What it also does is the whole thing opens up like a clamshell, and there's a tender garage. Tender garage number 1, and it fits a jet tender inside. We'll show you that in a little while. But also underneath the steps is where you have LED lighting. So during the nighttime, this looks like a super yacht, like a Christmas tree that is cruising around in the perfect place like we are right now, which is the Miami. Plugs over here, so if you want to put the handheld shower, you can easily connect them from on this side. You also have water connection also on the starboard side. Stepping back up, and of course, you have nice speakers that are actually integrated into the gunnels, so they're out of the sight, and if you walk around, or when you walk around, you don't hit your chins against anything. Plus, 250 amp power cords here, so once you come back to dock, plug the boat back in. All the way in the dead center is where you have a large sunbed, so obviously this fits 4 or 5 people easily, comfortably, with a jet-like wing in the back. Gives you this aerodynamic. Important because this boat actually does 47, 48 knots top speed. Talking about top speed, I also want to remind everybody that we are in the waters where we have 2.5 feet of depth underneath us, and we are on a 70-foot boat. The reason why we're able to do that is because this one has a jet propulsion system, which allows you to go to super shallow waters, anything up to 2 feet. You're totally fine. So imagine that you can be almost next to the beach with a 70-footer. Also what you have, if you do want to have extra shade to the aft, into the hardtop you have integrated an electric bimini. So this slides all the way out, covers a big portion of the sunbed in the aft, so plenty of shade for everybody on board. On both sides, you have 6 cup holders, and these cup holders all done with carbon fiber. Nice U-shaped seating. If 6 cup holders on either side is not enough, you have an additional 5 in a dead center with also a cubby where you can put your cell phone so it stands up and out of your hands so you can enjoy the views out and enjoy the people around you. Into the ceiling, obviously, you also have integrated speakers plus spotlights and also a misting system. So if you want to cool yourself down, push a button and all these misters turn on. And of course, the misters help you cool down on a hot summer day here in South Florida. Stepping towards the other side now, what I also want to point out that either on port side, starboard side, you have large lockers which hide inside a fender storage. So imagine now these, so large fenders, and you have on either side, you can easily store 4 of them, plus your lines and your fender covers, etc. So quick access for anybody who is helping or who is a deckhand. Cleats integrated into the deck itself. Yeah, pull those up. These are proper super yacht cleats. I would say that these are slight overkill for this boat, but like everything on Vanquish, typical overkill. Keep walking. We come back to the center part in a second, but what I do want to do is walk all the way forward and point out that what they've also done, which wasn't here before in the first boat, is they've added their branding logos also on the side here. And if you notice, it's also added to the electric bimini that extends all the way out. Walking to the bow now, and first off, you have your freshwater intake and your wastewater pump out on your starboard side, and also on the port side is where you have obviously your fuel intake. As we get to the bow, large sunbed with also a carbon fiber poles that attach inside over here. So if you want to add even more shade towards the bow, you can easily do that. Plus, of course, 3 cup holders on either side and 3 carbon fiber poles on either side. So this whole area becomes nicely shaded. In the bow, you have a large seating area here. So if you want to face forward, you can do that. Like I mentioned in my first video, I love the fact that the backrest is quite tall. It's nicely angled, so it's comfortable to sit on. And these plush armrests, which are on both sides, give you this very comfortable feel as you're cruising around. Table all the way forward. So if you want to have maybe an aperitif over here. Okay, this is a great seat. This is 85 times more comfortable. It's kind of like you sink into here. Super plush. Love that this part is slightly raised, so it gives you more support under your legs here. Fantastic. And talking about under the legs, here is where you have your subwoofers. This boat doesn't have a JL audio, it has James audio, and it's 110 volt audio system. So we can't really show you how well it sounds like, but if you want, you can always schedule your in-person tour on a Vanquish VQ70 on yachtway.com, because it is the most modern yacht listing platform in the entire world, where you can come out and experience not this boat, but any VQ70 and get a feel to the sound system. If you want to charge your cell phone, or maybe you want to do your work over here, because you have 2 Starlinks actually on the roof, so you can actually plug in your computers or your cell phones, and it's an easy way to stay plugged into the world. All the way forward is where you have a large anchor locker. So as you see, actually right now, so we're anchored, but you don't see any of the anchor system in front of us or somewhere hanging out, because it comes all the way from the bottom of the boat. And if you look here, I mean, okay, listen, I've talked about the anchor system on a Vanquish before, and some of you might think that I'm biased, but if you look at this system, this is something that you would find from a super yacht. There's no arguing about this anchor locker being an absolute masterpiece of an engineering. Yeah? See all this stainless steel anchor over here. Anchor chain is marked, by the way, so you can see this is labeled red, and you have all your measurements here, so you see exactly how much anchor you have out. It drops from underneath the bow. There's a big bulkhead over here in between, so there's no way that it can actually, the water can come inside. There's a sealed plate on top of it. And by the way, we've been actually at the factory. We put a clip over here how it looks like and how there's no way for the water to come inside over here. So for anybody who's the doubter. Maxwell winch over here for the anchor chain as well. But yeah, this is unbelievable. Obviously a freshwater system to rinse down the anchor system if you want. Yeah, you even have hose over here. I mean, this is like, you can almost use it like a humongous storage. So if you want to put an 8-foot fender, you can put 4 of those over here, and you still have space left over. Yeah? Closing this back up. By the way, even this is aluminum. Huh? And what this owner did actually is he wanted to protect this boat, and obviously, why wouldn't you want to protect it? So he PPF'd the boat, and not just, you know, high traffic areas. He PPF'd the entire thing. So whoever is going to buy this boat in the future, or maybe he's never going to sell it, this thing is going to stay mint for the rest of its life. And seeing the captain who's managing this boat, you can rest assured that this boat is going to be taken care of unlike anything you've seen. But this is super comfortable to be. I'm trying to find more ways or more things to talk about, because I don't want to leave from here. But we need to carry on. And I want to point out the large windshield wipers. And you say, this is just me being in a bow area. You see how far I am now. Windshield wipers, so this obviously keeps your the windshield nicely clean here. And also a little air intake. So if you are cruising around during summertime, this is nice, cool breeze that cools you down as you're cruising. Plus a floodlight in a dead center over here. So during the nighttime, you can stay visible and stay seen and see everything ahead of you. Plus, you also have all the way on the roof, actually a proper FLIR system. So night vision camera will show you exactly how that works and the quality of the image. We've seen it actually on another brand also, that they use it, and this is unbelievable, the quality of it actually. As we keep walking, I do want to point out that on the port side is where you have a side boarding gate. So this one, you see the bulky latch over here? This is, again, branded by Vanquish. Yeah, you need 2 arms to open this. Yeah, so open this up. You see the little concave area, so it clears the latch itself. Open all the way up, and you also have a little latch here, so it grabs the door itself and it stays open. So now, easy way to get out. Maybe you have a restaurant or something. This is a simple way to step out rather than climbing from the aft deck. All right, as we close it, I do want to point out that look at these hinges. These are, by the way, also done in-house, and quite frankly, these should be holding maybe an 8-foot large door, but you know, they made it just for the side boarding gates. Alrighty, stepping towards underneath the hardtop now to the entertainment area. First off, you have a second large table here with 8 cup holders integrated into it. Ice box in a dead center, so you can fill this with ice. I know because I have a smaller version of this boat and it fits 40 pounds of ice. So you can rest assured everything stays cold. And if you run out of ice, you have another ice maker. You have a large ice maker here, which we'll come back to in a second. And what you also have underneath here is actually a trash cubby. So you can actually put a trash bag inside, and it magnetically attaches to the frame over here. So it's a nice and easy way to grab it whenever you need it. Close this one back up, and you also have an additional subwoofer that is underneath the seating area with a USB-C and USB-A charger to keep your devices charged. Now, if you feel like you're getting bored from the views around you, you can replace these views with a TV. So now you have transformed your dining area into a movie theater, because this whole TV, first of all, it's sun-bright TV, so even when it's super bright outside, you can still see the content on the screen. Plus, all the TV sound comes not from the TV, but it's connected into the speakers themselves, so it gives you this great cinematic experience as you're enjoying the movie, either from here or maybe all the way from the aft dining area. So from the TV area, we're transitioning into the outdoor galley area all the way on the starboard side. First off, you have a sink here, nicely angled actually, so the water runs out. So it gives you this like a design element rather than just being a flat-on sink here. On the wall itself, you have power plugs, so if you want to plug in a Vitamix or anything, you can easily do that. Right below it is where you have a fridge. Yeah, this is a tall fridge, so even if you want to put your champagne bottles standing up, you can easily do that. Close this back up. Right next to that is where you have now your ice maker. So this is a Hoshisaki ice maker. It's the same exact ice maker that you see in the top bars and Michelin star restaurants, and it makes clear ice. So if I show you here, this is almost like as clear as it can be. And right next to the ice maker is where you have, underneath this lid, hidden a Kenyan barbecue. So whatever barbecue thing you want to do, maybe you want to cook vegetables or burgers, hot dogs, great place to do that. This is heavy, by the way, so it's not going to fly off as you're going 48 knots, over 50 miles an hour. And underneath here is where you have plenty of space to keep everything stored at, and an additional trash cubby, which is right behind this wall. Now, you may wonder, what is underneath this here? Well, this is now where you have access to your second tender garage, which is where it hides a VQ11, which is color matched to the boat that we're on right now. So we'll show you in a second how this one comes out. But you have a large side door that just opens up, and this just slides out. So it's a quick, easy way to get access to your toys. And as you can see, this is plenty large, so you can keep any additional toys, etc., nicely stored away here. And even when this whole door is open right now, you see how this has a Vanquish emblem inside, nicely finished inside. And even the synthetic teak comes all the way to the side of the panel itself. So even when you're opening it, you don't see any raw fiberglass or anything. So nicely finished. Yeah, close this back up. And this is now where you have access to the engine room, which we'll come back to in a little bit. Plus, All the way by the helm station now is where you have an additional access panel, and this takes into the crew cabin. Once again, we'll come back to it in a second. But heading to the helm station now, and first thing before we get there is you have a first pull-out drawer, which is a fridge drawer. So you can obviously change the temperature of it. If you want to make it almost as a freezer, you can easily do that. Plus a little cubby here to keep everything nicely organized. Right above that is where you have two cup holders with another Vanquish emblem, and this is of course a full-on carbon fiber. Heading to the helm now itself, first off, you have three 16-inch Garmin monitors here. Everything is laid out like a fighter jet. Talking about the chairs themselves, let's put the TV down so you get a shot of the chairs from behind already. So you can see that you have a full-on carbon fiber backing here with a Vanquish emblem inside. And you have these race car-like seats with center armrest that holds cup holders, your phone holder. This one is, by the way, an autopilot system. So as you're cruising, you can actually control the boat and manage the autopilot right from here with Garmin grid control. So you can, rather than standing up and reaching towards the screen, you can actually control the screens right from this control unit right here. Obviously, steering wheel here with showing you how many degrees left to right, and the lock in dead center. So the V always points upwards. Jet engine, this one has MJP jet system, powered by MAN V12 2000 horsepower engines. So you have a total of 4,000 horsepower, and it carries some 1,600 gallons of diesel. So if you want to, by the way, figure out how far you can go with this boat, you can go to yachtway.com and use our nautics tool, which helps you just pick 2 points and it'll automatically calculate the distance between the points, the cruising speed for any boat, and obviously, of course, how long it'll take to get there. Joystick system here, so makes the driving itself as simple as almost driving a jet ski. Think of it like a mega jet ski because of the jet engines. Screens obviously you can configure it whichever way you like, and Vanquish is great at making it super easily accessible. Everything like managing your lights, changing scenes, etc. You can easily do that right from the screen in front of you. With your main switch panel here, with an ability to actually turn on the individual lights here, and at nighttime, this truly looks like a fighter jet. With, you see, you have your engine starts, port engine emergency stop systems underneath the glass latch, really reminding you that you are on a fighter jet. And if you're getting too hot and too toasty over here because you're handling a pure muscle here, you need to cool yourself down, and you have actually integrated into the helm itself an AC system. So this blows cold air as you're cruising around. Obviously VHF control, additional James audio speaker here, and deck lighting. And it's a comfortable place to be. So you just sit over here, adjust your your heading, and I mean, you can go anywhere. As we head out, so me being 6'1", I don't have no problem of seeing out, but perhaps if you're on a shorter side, you also have a step here, which gives you great visibility out, whatever the conditions are. So this step comes in handy, and as you can see, it folds down nicely, just like this. And if you want to maybe lean against the chair, or maybe your guests want to lean against, you can just move this up, and voila, just like this.
Looking at yachts on YachtWay? You can now apply for financing right from the listing page. It's called Easy Fund. No middlemen, no hassle. Just fast approvals with trusted lenders. Find your perfect yacht and finance it on yachtway.com.
Alrighty, so heading all the way below deck now. First off, you have this large aluminum door, which you can close up just like this. You have a carbon fiber latch here, which acts almost like a handle. Yeah? And once you walk down now, you have a nice handrail here, matching the same actually material and fabric that you have outside, with LED lighting behind the handle here, and also LED lighting right underneath every single step with mirror-like finish. So it gives you this great depth as you walk up and down. Stepping down, first off, obviously plenty of headroom over here. This is similar layout now Well, I mean, I think it's about the same exact layout that we did on the first boat, but we'll put on a screen here the different layouts they offer now for the VQ70. So if you want to do a full custom build, they have obviously the option for that. First off, on the starboard side, you have a large counter here for all your cooking if you want to do, preparing meals, etc. Easy thing. Plus, also windows there. So if you want to let natural light in, you can. Obviously, you can put the shades down, etc. Large storage bins behind the sink and behind the counter, with even more storage right underneath the counter here. And a trash cubby, which is actually nicely hidden right underneath this panel here. Close this back up. And what you also have is a lot of power plugs. So if you want to plug anything in, they're nicely within hand's reach. And what I love about this whole lighting system on this boat is the moment you walk in, you have this split flooring, which runs also on a 45-degree angle, and the lighting continues to the wall and into the ceiling itself. And same thing, obviously, in the movie theater room, which we'll come back to. But first off, you have a seating area over here, and you may wonder now, what are you going to do here? Well, first off, you can obviously enjoy the views out. And what you can also do is open this up, pull out your private jet-like table, put a computer here, and now you can do your emails, your Zoom calls, etc. And nobody would ever know that you're on board of your very own Vanquish VQ70. And right above your seating area here is where you have access to all your glassware, which you might think are glasses, but actually it's like a plastic, but it's the best level of plastic because it looks like a real glass. Yeah? And plenty of glassware here. I don't know, you can entertain 20 people at the same time and still have plenty of glasses for another round of drinks. Above that is where you have a carbon slat, which is an AC grill, and you can feel cold air blowing here. Right next to here is where you have a fridge, yeah, proper Liebherr fridge here. Yeah, you see, this above here is your freezer part. Yeah, close this up, and right below the fridge is where you have a wine cooler. But check how cool this is. You just tap on it, and it presents itself. So now you can open it, and you have the shelves that slides out. So you have quick access to your white wine or red wine, because you have dual zone here, so you can change the temperature according to the beverages that you have inside. Close this back up, and a safety pin to make sure that your good wines are not going to run out when you go through some rough waters. Right above that is a little cubby here, so for keeping everything nicely stored at. Nice, yeah. And all the way forward is where you have now a VIP cabin, or an owner's cabin, whichever way you really want to use it. This owner uses it purely as a day boat, a 70-foot day boat. First off, on the side here is where you have lockers, your storage bins, etc. Same thing right below that, light controls, queen bed all the way forward with plenty of cabinetry on the side. But what I do want to show you, which I think is the cutest makeup table, yeah, maybe it's a devil, but it's the cutest makeup table that I have ever seen on a boat. So you pull this out, and now you have also a small little drawer here. Again, the Vanquish V here, and a little area here, over here for the ladies. So if they want to put some lipsticks, etc. here, they can easily do that. LED lighting all around. This is like a proper makeup studio. And also to make sure that this very valuable chair is not going to slide out as you're cruising around. You push it all the way in. You have these leather latches that come out. And now you can secure the chair with these leather latches, just like this. How neat is that? Now, all the way aft, like I mentioned, is a bedroom. Now, you may wonder, well, yeah, but what if I want to watch a TV? Or maybe your guest wants to watch a TV and there's none available. Well, you actually have, push a button, and you slide out a Samsung TV frame right here. And now, so because you may wonder, well, this is going to now slide in when you're rocking around. Well, they've thought about it. They have another latch here, and now it stays in place. How cool is that, huh? I think this is one of the coolest ways I've seen the TV hidden in the guest cabin. Close this back up, yeah? And plenty of storage, like I said, on both sides, so you can keep everything nicely stored, with also an additional window on both sides, so it gives and lets in a lot of natural light, with the same carbon fiber slats there for your AC, and obviously a nice carbon fiber light fixture as well, going across from port to starboard side. All the ceiling, nicely suede-like finish everywhere. So even when you bump into things, you feel nice and plush. Now heading to the head area here. So you actually do two sinks. One is on the starboard side. You have a toilet area there with its own sink, and obviously a shower area with its own sink, towel hanger with a soap dispenser, storage right below that, L-shaped mirror so you can look at yourself whichever way you like or from whichever angle you like, with additional Jessie towel hangers over here for your robe, etc. Stepping into the shower area itself, plenty of headroom. I mean, this is ample amount of space above your head. Like I mentioned, I'm 6'2". I used to be 6'1". I grew up. Now I'm 6'2". You have obviously your handheld wand here for your shower, your faucet controls, etc. And if you're maybe tired and you want to take a seat, you can do that as well with LED lighting actually right underneath here, and the same LED lighting integrated into the wall itself, right next to the paneling here. And if you're wondering, well, how can you take a shower and this is a wood area here? But this is not real wood, huh? This is synthetic. So even if you splash it with water, it's not going to get damaged to anything. And if you want, you can obviously close this up. Voila. Now, when you're in a shower and you think you need more privacy, you actually have this pocket door here, just like this. Now, the moment you walk into your ensuite now, you notice that you have a black toilet bowl, not a white one, with marble countertop, window in front of that, plenty of storage area right below the counter, and like I mentioned, you have your sink here, storage right below, L-shaped mirror to keep yourself visible to yourself, and you also have a sliding door for privacy. Already heading from the VIP or the owner's cabin forward all the way to your movie room now, or an office. First off, you have a large lounging area here, which you can use as an office the way it is right now, or you can use it as a cinema room by putting this table all the way down. Or perhaps what you can also do is actually use this as a proper second cabin, because once you have the table down, cushion filler on top, this becomes a large enough bed for somebody. Plus, you obviously have an ensuite here, which I'm going to show you in a second. But what you can also do is, first off, you have a great tall headrest, so you can rest your head nicely. And what I would also do is actually you can put a web camera right above the TV, and you can run your board meetings over here. And if you're wondering, well, I don't want them to see that I'm on the water, you can actually pull this down. So now people think that you're somewhere in your dungeon. Yeah? And talking about, because when you're doing your video calls, etc., you want to make sure that the boat is as quiet as possible, even when you're running around. And we were cruising, and engines running, generator running, everything is running, and we did a sound test. And this boat has 50 to 51 decibels of noise level, and this is comparable now to a library. Library is between 40 to 50 decibels, I believe, if I'm not wrong here. So you get the library quietness while you're cruising around Miami in a boat, and in a room that is, by the way, closest to the engine room. So this is pretty impressive. Now heading back up to the end suite, first off, you can obviously close this area up. So before we even step inside over here, you see you have the same LED lighting with a split flooring, heading all the way to the ceiling. Opening this up, and you have a plenty storage here. You see how deep these shelves are? Yeah. So you have that. And this is the door now that leads you to the shower area. Same thing, you have a split lighting here with a sink, toilet, rain shower with obviously a door that you can close. So this is a dry shower, and a little bench here. So if you want to sit down while you're taking shower, you can do that, with also an ability to open up your side window over here, so let's even more natural light in. So this is your ensuite. Alrighty, now it's time to go check out, finally, the engine room. So first off, what we do is we take the staircase here. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Take the stairs down, and voila. First off, on both sides is where you'll find the V12 MAN 2000 horsepower engines. Everything is nicely laid out. I mean, it's not like I'm an engine room specialist, but I'm taking you here because all of you watching are full-on mechanics. So here you go. These are the panels now for the sound insulation. This is what makes the magic happen and why this boat is so quiet from inside. All the way in the back, aft, is also where you have now your quarter generator. I believe it was 21 kilowatt. I will correct myself on the screen if I'm wrong. But what you do have all the way forward here towards the midship is actually your stabilizer. This is the Seakeeper stabilizer. And right across is what you have is a fuel tank, which is where you have your 1,600 gallons of fuel in the boat. Right above the camera here is where you actually have now the tender garage. So this is now the tender garage that drops down. Well, the lid opens all the way up and the tender itself slides nicely out. And it's on a few degree angle, so it makes the launching of the tender super simple, so you don't have to yank it physically. Inside the boxes here, so while you don't see it, you actually have sea bobs. So this is a perfect place where you can keep the sea bobs stored, etc. So if you want to get access to that, you just lift up the garage over there and you pull out your sea bobs. So on the port side is where you have your HP water maker now, and this is a great system because it connects actually to your Garmin monitors. So when you want to turn on the water maker, you don't have to run to the engine room or run inside the cabin. You can do it right from the helm station. And talking about all the electronics, etc., this is actually all of it inside this room here. So I will climb in. So this is proper system now here. First off, it's AC controlled. So your electronics, your Victron energy management systems, everything is nicely cool. You also have a Garmin monitor over here. So if you want to quickly turn things on, off, super perfect place to do that. Also Starlink. So like I mentioned, this boat has 2 Starlinks. These are the marine grade ones. So you get like 300, 400 megabytes per second download speed. All the management for that is over here. This is now your audio system, your James audio, your subwoofer amps, etc. Everything is right here. This is like a home theater audio equipment. Your breaker systems, everything is over here within hand's reach, and even more battery management system. As you can see, these are isolation transformers. So there you go. You have your Quattro things here, inverters, etc. So if you want to change and use this boat in the Mediterranean, you can easily do that. Just switch it, flip a switch, which we have done on YachtWay. But if you want, you can just flip a switch and this becomes compatible to European power systems. So there you go. This is your engine room / electrical system over here. And it's pretty cool. And of course, last but not least is where you have your crew cabin now. And to get here, you have a handle actually integrated into the wall. So you just hold on, take the stairs down. Alrighty, so once you do get down here, first off, you have 2 beds, bunk beds. So you have one at the top, one at the bottom. Large counter space here, a lot of storage, even right below the camera here. There's a storage bin to store maybe your magazines, etc. Nicely stored away. You can easily do that. Yeah. Underneath this counter is where you have now a washer-dryer combo unit. You also have plenty of storage, microwave, a control panel, so Garmin control panel. So if the captain wants to see if they're dragging an anchor while they're sleeping or anything, they can easily do that. Plenty of storage, as I mentioned, all around, with also a fridge drawer or a fridge to keep all the drinks, etc., nicely cool at. With countertop here over here. By the way, all the finishes, like for example, the counter here, the sink, is exactly the same as you saw in the owner's quarters. So it's not like they've cheaped out or anything to the guest cabin, well, not guest cabins, but to the crew cabin. And again, plenty of headroom. You still have the same track light, split ceiling with a wood and suede, well, this is not, yeah, suede-like finish, just like you have in the owner's cabin. And a walk-in shower with obviously the door in the middle. Black toilet bowl, more storage. Check this out. LED lighting even inside, humongous counter spot, and you also have a window over there with a shower over here. So there you go. You know the only thing that is missing here? Like a little holder maybe for the shower. Maybe it's somewhere that I don't notice. No, it's not. So anyhow, but easy thing to add. So whoever is taking a shower, they can, rinse themselves down. There you go. So this is the crew cabin of the Vanquish VQ70. This was a full thorough walkthrough of the Vanquish VQ70. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button down below. If you want to see more videos just like this, then hit the subscribe button. And as always, if you're looking to buy your perfect yacht or finance your perfect yacht or insure your perfect yacht, you can do it on YachtWay.com. It is the most modern yacht listing platform in the entire world, where you can also find all the Vanquishes listed for sale all over the world. As always, thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one. Cheers.